Now it's time to go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, sponsored by Blitz's Market of Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, their hoagies, gourmet burgers, and vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room, get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. Go down to Blitz's Market, say hey to Mama Blitz. She'll hook you up with the orange juice. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room our good buddy, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. Good morning, T.D. Greene.
Good morning, Billy. How are they? I take it the paramedics are not there on duty today, huh?
No, I took an extra a cholesterol pill. I'm fine.
Yeah, blood pressure, everything.
Hey, before we get started, tell Wendy we said Happy Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day, and
I'll sure tell her.
All the mothers are more important. They're the most important, most underappreciated. Right? They're the cog in a wheel, man.
Backbone of the family.
Backbone of the family.
Yeah, yes, they are. They keep things going, and they keep you straight.
Exactly.
So.
I remember Mariano Duncan on Mother's Day. How about that? Remember that, Tommy?
Mariano, man, he had a flair for the exciting, as Harry would say.
Tom, you know what? I wanted to. When I think of you, all I can think of is Harry Callis with your call in was it May 23rd, 1991, when you threw that perfect game or no hitter?
No, I wish it was perfect.
Nah, it was perfect to me.
It was close enough for me. There was a song after that. It was close enough for me.
No, but I do.
Harry.
Yeah, I just think of you all the time when I think of that.
Yeah, Harry left a lasting impression on how many people. I mean, millions around here. So it's unbelievable. I can still hear that voice. People still. They mimic him all the time, so it's never ending. So you get you always think about Harry.
Imitation is the best form of flattery, that's for sure. Tommy Greene, I got to tell you, I'm in a good place right now. I feel pretty good. The Phillies.
God, I thought I'd never see the day.
But no, I am, and I'll tell you why. Because Dave Dombrowski, I'm one of the guys that panic. I live and die. I'm going to go on the roller coaster. I'll be the first one to admit it. But they go down to Tampa, and they have 33 hits. They score 7 runs per game. They have 5 home runs. The pitching was pretty good.
Huge comeback win too.
Huge comeback win in one of the games. They go to Cleveland. They lose the one, but then they pop back with a great pitching performance by Ranger Suarez, and then the offensive, it was a pitching duel. It was for you, you're a baseball purist. I'm sure you loved it. It was a pitching duel, and then in the 7th, 8th inning, it explodes open, and the Phillies, go nuts. I loved it. Had everything.
Oh, Billy, I've been preaching to you for how many years now? We've been talking to it. I said, you got to have faith, And we got a lot of good things going on around Philly now. Look, we got a pope from here, So you got to have faith in what's happening in our guys that we got on the club. We got a lot of talent on that club.
Yeah, we certainly do.
And sometimes you run into pitching. Not everybody's out there trying to do their best, and sometimes you run into a guy that's he's got good stuff. He commanded what he did well. He moved it in and out, up and down, and he gave us fits for a little bit until we got him out of there. Some of the best things you can do is you hope you run deep counts on a pitcher like that, and you get the chance to get to their bullpen.
Right.
You need a fresh look, and sometimes that's all it takes, and that's looked like what it did yesterday, a little bit, and then and we took advantage of some things. So, but there's nothing like a good 1-1 ball game or 1-0 ball game for a while. You can't ask for a better job than what Ranger did, coming back from the first outing that he had, and that's the nature of the game. It's got a weird way of keeping you honest. If we were perfect all the time, the game would be boring, and you would have nothing to talk about. So
we're talking with former.
And you wouldn't be paying for the doctor's shore house. You know what I mean? So,
you're right.
It's a great thing. The game ebbs and flows like that, and it's good to see us.
Well, that's why Tommy. That's why we like sport. But that's why we like sports, right? It's the best reality show going on television.
Okay, I got to say something real quick about a couple guys that people all year has been on, and nobody's talking about now.
Right.
You know, how good they're doing is our center fielders. We got one hitting 300, and we got one coming back from injuries that's lighting it on fire.
Right.
He's hitting everything hard and doing things. Brandon Marsh, we got to give them some loves and props. They're doing the little things too.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
Hey, we got to give them love. Yeah. So.
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by Blitz's Market on the mound every Sunday throughout the baseball season. Tommy, our text word question at 609-403-0973 was, what was more impressive to you last night? Was it Ranger Suarez or was it the offense, the whole team, the whole team offense?
I got to go with Ranger. It starts with pitching, guys. It always does. If our pitching keeps your starter keeps you in the game and gives until they can find a chink in the armor and see a guy that they haven't really seen a lot, and give them a chance to have some, sets and see some pitches and do some things. It starts there. It starts with Ranger yesterday, and he was old. I mean, I would say he's always been there. It's old Ranger, commanded what he did, late movement, really stayed out of the middle of the plate, changed speeds, and commanded what he did. Got a lot of early swings. You throw 7 minutes and throw 82 pitches. They were aggressive. They were out there trying to get him, early in the count, before he got his command, and see that sort of played into him because he started off pretty hot making quality pitches. And if you can do that in the first couple of innings, you can get them swinging the bat, you can have a low pitch count, and it kind of runs. It runs from there. So it was a very impressive outing for Ranger.
Tommy, I want to ask you about one of the leaders of this ball club and honestly one of the best players by far on this ball club, and that's Kyle Schwarber. He's become, not even slowly, pretty quickly, one of the best hitters in baseball. He almost has as many walkouts, now batting .262 on the year, and we know about the power. He's a free agent this offseason. Obviously, all Phillies fans would love to get an extension done right now if they could, right here, right now while we're on the air, but he's going to be one of the hottest names on the free agent market. Do you think the Phillies let him hit free agency, or do they get an extension done before the season? And if he does hit free agency, I mean, God forbid, do you think they lose him?
Well, I mean, I'd hate to see him lose him. I mean, he's such a, he's got a following now here with the fans too, but also what he brings, the intangibles to that clubhouse, to the team. And he's a veteran guy, but the maturation still of a veteran guy, it's ever going. It's going every year, and it seems like this progression he's made since he got here. Look where it's at now. He's cut down on a lot of things and making more contact, using the whole fields. This hitting streak, he's finding ways to get on, and when you're doing that, the home runs come, the get on base dones, which helps the guys behind him, Casty behind him. It puts him in a good spot to get pitches to hit, and it also helps Bryce if you got a guy hot like Schwarber, to maybe get a mistake, and hopefully this is a sign to come with Bryce. Seeing what he had a little breakout game that he had yesterday, considering the way he's been swinging it, for the most, had nothing to show for things, and he's not where he wants to be, and he'll tell you that right off the bat. But yesterday was a great sign. He had a great day. Hope he can keep the mojo going. But I'd like to see him get Schwarber done during the year somehow this year, without it being. And I don't think I don't know Schwarber personally, but just by the way he carries himself and does things, he wants to get paid for what he's done and what he's doing, but I don't think he's going to be that guy that tries to break the bank for anything. He wants to play on a good ball club and have a chance to win, and I think we got that chance here. We got good pitching. We got a couple things we need to shore up, and hopefully they can address that. But, that's going to be the big thing. But I'd like to see him get it done,
he's the perfect protection for Bryce Harper. He's got a 45-game on-base streak. He's looking to break a 43-year-old record.
He lead the league in homers.
He did until Aaron Judge went insane again in Sacramento.
Well, I'm talking about the national.
I'm not worried about the homers. I'm not worried about the homers. That's like chicks dig the long balls. He drives them runs.
Yeah, but he's bad in the 4 spot. You want to see him.
That don't necessarily hit bombs all the time. That means you go gap to gap. You move runners, you drive in runs.
Right.
That's what it means. That don't mean just home runs, guys.
Yeah.
It's great but when he's swinging good and doing the right things, that's going to happen. You know what these ballparks they play in today, it's unbelievable.
But Tommy, I got to tell you, who the catalyst is for this offense. I got to tell you, like you look at Bryce. If you look at Trey Turner, in the month of April he batted .292. In the month of May he's batting .415. The guy's on fire.
Hey, dude. Hey, how many times have everybody was all over him early? I know somebody I'm speaking to was all over him early.
Well, rightly so. God. I mean, he wasn't producing, but like the guy.
I know, but what did I tell you? I mean, you got to give a little love. You got to be a little constructive, not destructive. Constructive criticism, and the thing, it's going to happen. The back of the baseball card's a pretty good thing to go by. A pretty good thing. You're going to have some down years and stuff like that, but it's a pretty good thing to go by.
So, Tommy, let me ask you this question, and Tommy, because you keep the faith and you keep telling me to take it easy, don't get too excited. All right, so
don't get too high, don't get too low.
Don't get too high, too low. You sound like Craig Berube and Ricky Tocchet. They used to say the same thing to me. All right, and I get that. But right now, what is the Philadelphia Phillies' biggest need, or if there is anyone? Because, like you just said, this team from top to bottom, it's the fourth highest payroll in baseball. From top to bottom, it's got talent. It's got some all-star talent on this team. They got one of the best pitching staffs in the league. Yeah. So right now, Tommy, what does this team need most going forward?
Well, the biggest thing to me, you never have enough pitching, and the biggest. They have the ability down in the bullpen. They just need guys to pitch like they're capable of pitching. Like their talent. Their talent shows. The way they throw the ball and stuff. They just need the consistency factor needs to be there. Now, saying that, if it doesn't happen, those guys don't start getting on a roll down there and start solidifying, and pitching up the capabilities, they're going to need to address that need, down in the bullpen, because they got to be, when they get quality started pitching and a chance, they got to have guys down there that can keep it there, and don't give it up all the time. You know what I mean? Because, right now, when somebody comes in the game, we're hoping they don't give it up. Right. You know what I mean? We want to know, hey, this guy's going to we got a real good shot at just finishing off right here, because we're all human. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to give up runs, but we don't need the fire to keep burning. We need a little bit of some water thrown on that to dampen it down a little bit. So that's going to be the biggest need, I think, if they can run across somebody.
So basically bullpen. That's the number one concern for you.
Yeah, because you never can have enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
And also that, speaking of the bullpen, before we have to go, got to give some a little bit of love to Taijuan Walker.
Yep. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Tom, you know what I like most importantly?
How impressive that was.
No, you know what impressed me most about Taijuan Walker is the fact that what he's gone through the last couple of years.
Oh, God,
could you imagine the pressure and he stayed humble. He was always at the top of the steps. He was a great teammate through his struggles. There's guys that would have just said, screw that and all about themselves. Not him, man. He was a total team guy, and he made it through it. Now he's pitching well. He's feel like he's contributed to the team. I love his attitude, man.
There's no better feeling. I love what I know. It burns you when you feel like you get demoted, but you're really not. You're part of a very special ball club that's got a lot of pitching. Mm. You know what I mean?
I love it, Danny.
And whatever, I think he took it by the home. He probably used some of that fire, that little bit of aggression that he was feeling, because you're sort of disappointed, but hey, you're sort of angry. He said, I'm going to prove I can. And I think he did a great job this year. He proved that he could be a valuable asset in that rotation.
He's thrown 31 innings. His ERA is 2.30. You can't get better than that.
Yeah. And then he took that to the bullpen, which it's a different beast down there. But he got a chance to save the tail end of the bullpen. Those guys need some days down. You know what I mean?
Real quick.
But it was so impressive to see what he did. He come out with a fire and
I love it.
He just looked more confident out there.
The next time he gets a chance to start, he's got to take that same intensity and stuff into the start. Not trying to pitch it, save something. He pitched with that same intensity.
All right, Tommy, we got about 30 seconds left. Real quick, Wheeler against Ortiz. Wheeler's 3-1 with a 3.35 ERA. He needs to show up tonight.
Well, no, he showed up. Right. He showed up. He's fine. We just need him to keep doing what he's doing. Those numbers right there are outstanding.
All right.
So hey, just keep Wheeler going the way he is, and we got our guy on the mound at the top of it. he's our lead guy. You know, he shows things off. So let's get behind him.
All right, Tommy Greene. It's Mother's Day. You better treat Wendy like aces tonight.
Oh, hey, that's every day, dude. Wendy gets treated well.
I love it. All right, Tommy. Tell Brazier I said hello.
I sure will.
All right, Tommy Greene. Thank you so much. We love it on the man, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
You got it.
There he is.
Tommy.
Former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. He goes on the mound every Sunday, brought to you by Blitz's Market, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue.